everyone. I'm so excited to have you. We are at our retreat and we're having so much fun quilting. Tonight's presentation is all about blue and white quilts, and I welcome you to be part of this presentation. I hope you enjoy it. Happy quilting. I want to show you some fun quilts, and I want to tell you a little bit about what I like to decorate with it. Over the years, I noticed that as I decorate my home, as I make quilts and decorate my homes, my quilts become a little calm and settled. Why? Because where I work, there is color everywhere. All these bolts of fabric, new design, new fabrics, all these beautiful things. So when I come to my household, I want something cool, calm, and collected to rest my eyes and enjoy an evening without a lot of color. And one of my favorite colors is blue. My mother's eyes are blue. When I'm a little sad, I keep my chin up and look up to the blue sky, and I right away feel much better. So the blue quilt became one of my favorite quilts to decorate my household with it. I start in the fall, I start pulling them out, the cool weather arrives, and I pull one after the other quilts and hang them over the back of a couch, put it on a guest room bed, on our bed, hang it on a wall, and soon enough, all of them are out for the winter. You know, I am not much about decorating for Christmas, so to do it really quickly, I decide, if I pull a little silver and sprinkle around, maybe little silver branches, silver dishes, little silver balls, just laying in a glass on the top of a blue quilt, right away it became like a winter wonderland. I even hang a snowflakes next to a quilt that it's wrapped like this right there, and it looks just wonderful. So I'm ready for holidays. I can quilt, I can do whatever I like, cook, prepare for my family gatherings, and I don't have to put up too much of decoration. It looks very nice. Or I'm not a good cleaner of my house, and I'm not ready to say goodbye to those quilts really quickly after the holidays. So what I do is I pull all the silver away, I pull up yellow and start setting up because I wanted to have a farmhouse for the spring in my house. And with sunflowers, touches of yellow, the ball that was full of silver Christmas ball is now full of lemons. And yes, I'm making lemonades from my farmhouse. I'm enjoying that look. Notice my quilts are hanging in those same places. As soon as I finish with yellow, fireworks outside. Oh man, I have to decorate for 4th of July. I do pull up one of my favorite quilts, what is my Made in USA quilt, hang it between the other blue and white quilts, but the rest, the ball that was full of silver balls, then lemons, now has apples in it. A red bouquet of flowers, and I'm ready for the fireworks and a family reunion. Ready, set, go. The rest of the year, you will find a little seashells and sand sprinkled around, and I pretend it's a beach house. So those blue and white quilts are really nice to have it. And speaking of colors, you join me this weekend because you love green, you love the holidays. So any of the patterns that I'm going to show you, just crinkle your eyes and imagine, this in green. And I'm going to show you a fun example of one of the quilts that I have here, as well as we have a display back there. That it's the same pattern, just green comparing to blue. If you like red and white quilts and of the blue, you can change it to red. Ba-boom, you have a beautiful setting. And just like today in a class, we have learned about those few simple shapes in quilting. Squares, triangles, quarter square triangle, maybe a strip. All my quilts are built out of those shapes. So I'm gonna ask the love of my life, my sweet Michael, to come and stand and help us with the quilts. Not only because he's good in it, but also because he knows he's tall, so he holds the quilts. The simplest of all are patches. 4 patches, 9 patches. 9 patches are my favorite, and I start with this quilt right here because it's a rather large 9 patch. This pattern calls Norway, and it's a free pattern that you can download from our website. So you just go to our website, find a PDF, click on it, and download for yourself. And you're ready, set, go. Now crinkle your eyes. Are you seeing chain of red for Christmas with white background? Oh, hold on. You have that man in your life that really doesn't take care of anything. Put a dark green and red through it. So those first one are 9 patches. And I am addicted to 9 patches. The smaller, the better. So what I like to do is take this, all my scraps, and start sewing them in beautiful 9 patches. And your next block in your Tenenbaum are 9 patches. Oh, we do get to practice those. And you making yours in green and red. Can you imagine when I would have a chain of green with those little red centers? Or maybe just red here or there between all of the green ones. Wonderful way to reuse little leftovers. Or, since you girls don't have any leftovers, use your charm packs for those cute little 9 patches. And that's why I included in your kit extra charm pack of lights, so you have those little fabrics in case you want to practice and make a little 9 patch. What happened when you combine big 9 patch with little 9 patch? Isn't that beautiful? And in this one, I chose the softer blues, a little bit more busy background to make it look like my quilt is faded and it's antique. No, that's a brand new quilt that I made it for myself. And notice the larger 9 patches and then the smaller one. And also notice there's some ones that are stretched just a little bit. 9 patches. When you take a patch, cut it once diagonally. We have learned today that we get some fun shape called triangle. Oh my goodness, those triangles just glow and dance on your quilt. Another wonderful pattern that you can download from our Laundry Basket Quilt website. You just go to it, click on it, and many of the patterns that I do, I also do beautiful videos for you so you can go, visit, and learn how to do it. This block is layer cake friendly. And just crinkle your eyes and imagine, I just bought 2 layer cakes, green and red. Do all the outside with green and center up a red star in the middle. Wouldn't it be lovely? With just scrappy backgrounds, and this is all just from a layer cakes, all cut in half, match lights, match dark and a light, and you create a beautiful design of a broken star right here. But I can tell those big ones are exciting, but you really like those little pieces. And now, yes, since you have learned how to combine, how to make squares and triangles, let's combine them together. Make a beautiful rose. Doesn't it feel a little bit southwestern? Yes. And crinkle your eyes. Imagine red right here, green with a red accent for your squares. So all your squares cut in red, all the triangle cut in green, and make sure you shade it from dark one to light. What a beautiful Christmas quilt this could be. Oh, I am so excited because now I have all these beautiful pieces that I can put it together and take a journey. And that's the name of this quilt, Journey. Starting with little 9 patch design, but this time instead of some squares, we have half square triangle, but now we know how to make a 9 patch. How fun. What about we again make our triangles in red and this would be in green, or the other way around. Another wonderful design for the holidays. Do you see what I'm doing to you? I know you're getting excited about it. Don't think about a design and a color that you stuck with it. Use designs towards your advantage and take them the way you want to, what you would like to do with those quilts. When you know how to cut squares, triangles, you get excited about those longer pieces called strips. What do you make out of strips? log cabin, pineapples, and beautiful blocks to dance and spin on your quilts. I love this quilt. I love the design. Thank you. I love you. You have beautiful, notice how beautiful all the circles happen in this pineapple. How lovely it is. This is a wonderful quilt to use foundation piecing, and we have this paper in the pattern. You start up from the center and you build on it. Maybe next retreat we should work on it. Oh, no 1/4-inch seam allowance for this one. You following lines on the paper, you can visit with all the girls and have as much chocolate as you want. But not always. You have little strips. What happened when you have those beautiful, long, wonderful strips and you want to do a modern quilt for one of your younger friends? Look at this, how simple but how elegant. We have a nice selection of light blues with different colors of beige. I kept the blue the same color to tie everything together, and I changed the colors in the beiges. When I choose my fabric, even if it's a background, I use rule of 5. Big print, medium print, small print, stripe, polka dot. It gives a little extra feel to the quilt. If you come to this design and have small, 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 it would be boring. The sizes of the print give me a little bit extra something special when I look closer at them. Once you have cut your fabric to square and triangle, start putting them together, and all of you have done amazing job on your sawtooth star. Work it through it. The more you do it, the better you get. You can grab this pattern and next 100 of them would be perfect. You will have a favorite block in quilting. One of my favorite blocks are stars. The sawtooth star, I absolutely love it. This one, I use the little block lock ruler to make those little flying geese on a side. If you love this pattern, visit our YouTube channel for the free video and you can enjoy it. But now we're talking about Christmas, and you're gonna tell me what is the idea for this one. Red, 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 green, 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 green. Just stunning. That's all that you need. Some scraps, and this quilt is layer cake friendly. You get 3 stars out of 1 10-inch square. Oh, really? Yes. Oh, yes. Wouldn't you want to grab some of the fabric from your stash, meet your girls on the weekend, and exchange some green fabrics, and now you're gonna make a quilt from fabric exchange from all the greens from your friends. And in case there is few extra stars, you can use them in a border of this one. Don't ever think about the design and the stars just one way. If you reverse the color, instead of this be the center of attention, become only the background on the delicate applique, you're gonna get a completely different design from something that is very common like 8-point star. And like I said, those little sawtooth star are perfect little border around the quilt. I am so excited for you. I can tell you don't only want to grab some 10-inch squares, but you need fat 1/4 stars. Is that delightful? 1 fat 1/4, 1 star. 1 fat 1/4, 1 star. Who wants to tell me how many I need? 16. You're getting a prize. Look at this. Do you see how quickly? You have 16. I call it sweet 16 quilt because 16 is a good number. Did you notice that I don't have inner and outer border on my quilts? Because I travel with my quilts, and I imagine you quickly would know to put a little 1-inch, 4-inch border, and your quilt gets big and just wonderful for a bed. I like to keep the borders of the quilts because it makes my suitcases much lighter. All those little sawtooth stars are going to be blooming. blooming and growing and multiplying in your quilting garden. So notice it, you can grab your saw to start, add a little stick, 2 leaves, little half square triangle leaves in the bottom, and you have a beautiful poinsettia. Yes. Now you're gonna say, we're talking Christmas. Got it, I got it. Red, 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 green. What a wonderful green on the outside. Keep that red cool, calm, and collected. Settle back in a little bit, not too much. And putting a nice big print maybe in the center will give a little more attention to those flowers that you wanted to grow for the holidays. Your quilting room is going to be glowing with stars. Soon enough, you will get enough nerves and fabrics to start up your 8-point stars in blue. Half square triangles, 8-point stars in a center, all set in with white point seam. One of our next videos that will come out. So keep tuned and visit our YouTube channel for those free classes. I can tell you are as excited as I am to add some applique to the center of your quilt. Can you imagine this in green and red? Yes, that could be quite a fun quilt. I add a touch of applique. What I did is instead of 4 blocks, I made 1. I applique in the center of the 4-block background, and that's what gave me room for applique. This pattern called Shooting Star, and it's one of our most popular patterns and techniques in quilting because it has 3-dimensional points right here behind. And now, even with the 3-dimensional points and applique in the middle, I want to just tell you it's okay to quilt over your applique. Notice how beautiful this quilt looks. I didn't have time for custom quilting for every one of my quilts. So on this one I did an edge to edge and it looks just as beautiful. What's the name of it again? Shooting Star. You're gonna get lost in a forest of scraps. In blue, beautiful blue fabrics you would like to, or let's think about it. We're doing Christmas. Remind me again. Green trees, maybe 1 red. Do a beautiful branches in those so beautiful green colors with red berries. What a wonderful quilt for holidays. If you want to try just 1 block, because 1 is good enough for you, visit our YouTube channel. I just placed that video. It is delightful. And remember the quilt, we talked about it. I'm going to ask you if you can grab the quilt with the trees on it for us quickly. And notice, yes, all your beautiful blue scraps are just glowing in this one. It's like frozen in time. But look what happened when you take that same design and do it in green with just a touches of red. Doesn't it look special? And you can add an inner outer border quilt grows. And I went and did just a little bit less of the blocks because I only have a few days to prep it for you. And I was so excited to getting your door prizes. I didn't have much time to do it. But guess what? In just a few weeks, you're gonna have even less time to quilt because your family is coming for the holidays. Just do 1 row for a beautiful table runner. It's going to be just as spectacular. So that one is one that I'm definitely gonna decorate with it this year and prepare my household for a beautiful holidays. Oh, houses are one of the most popular blocks in quilting and one of the most loved blocks in quilting. And again, crinkle your eyes. Do you see green or do you see some red homes? Wouldn't that be wonderful? Or let's take some of the houses and replace with 2 trees here or there in between. Wouldn't that be delightful? I sometimes think of that I don't want to make all these big quilts. So what I did, I actually pull up some blocks and put it together. I'm going to show you this in a little bit, but be patient. I still have to show you one of my personal favorites. Oh, you are going to get to do that one in just a little bit in our Tenenbaum quilt, but look at how nice it looks when you shift the basket halfway, because this is 3, this is 3, it's just a half shift, and you have now a lovely gift basket. So I hope this is gonna be just like a gift to you. And I brought a red quilt for you. In some, yes. I thought I'm gonna show you the blue one, and I put it back on the wall so you can experience that one later. But just to give you that Christmas idea, look what happened when you make the blue quilt in red. It's ready for the holidays. I am so excited for that one, with few beautiful white pillowcases, maybe a little embroidery, something on it. Oh, this is gonna be a holidays to stay in bed. And what happens when you take your quilts and add a touch of applique to it, or maybe all the blocks are applique. One of the most traditional blocks in quilting is the oak leaf. Oak leaf. A beautiful big block, oak leaf. Now, okay, we're talking Christmas. Green, 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 green. Red, red, red. Lighter green. Do you see? In this quilt, what is so interesting, we have 9 fat quarters. And then we shuffle them around between all of the blocks. So you would find this fabric here, but someplace else it would be in a center, and someplace else you're gonna see it in a low leaves. Look what happened. Then add a touch of applique on the top, and your guest room is ready, and welcome anyone that comes for the holidays. You will be reaching out to blue sky with all the lovely applique. Isn't that wonderful? So except squares, half square triangles, quarter square triangles, strips, what other shapes in quilting do? And diamonds, of course. Other shapes in quilting, the most popular, our applique shapes. But I didn't bring this quilt to brag about the applique. I only brought it to point it to you that our simple shape of 9 patches, look what she's doing for us. And I'm calling a 9-patch she. I hope you agree with me. Look at what happened. That little 9-patch is just delightful between those applique borders. Oh, all those fun applique shapes. I know you can't help yourself but reflect the love and the images of holidays for your household. So if your grandkids come up or your friends, trace their hand, have them choose a favorite cookie cutter, trace it from it, and put it on a quilt instead of in the oven this time. And bake a beautiful Christmas quilt with your family members. I tell you, those grandkids would be thrilled to outline to fusible webbing and then stick it on it. You're gonna have a wonderful holiday quilt. And like I said, if you cannot make all of them, just grab one block at a time. Did you see what I did? Remember baskets? Remember Cell to Star? Remember that southwestern quilt? Oh, we did the tree, houses and some trees right there. Moa basket. Oh, big star right here. Our poinsettia growing. 4 patches, triangles, and now you have a medley of Christmas and holidays and a wonderful, loving spirit. And remember, we talked about our Tenenbaum quilt, how it's beautifully made with 6-inch blocks, and you so nicely are practicing them and doing such a delightful job. If you ever want to add to that quilt or change something in it, I have this quilt for you. This is a sampler of 6-inch blocks, and you can choose and pick from it and adjust the other quilt to add something of your personality or something that you absolutely love. Notice those 6-inch blocks. We're gonna be doing this one next for our tree. It just, you can switch, turn and turn. We're gonna be doing this one. We're gonna be doing this one. Do you see what happened? Oh, I am so happy for you. Soon, you're gonna be ready to go on a trip. And my next trip is all the way to Alaska. Yes. So we can enjoy our blue and white quilts, green and white quilts, red and white quilts over the holidays and have some fun with it. This blog calls Kaleidoscope, and this one brings to the end of our journey with blue and white quilts. The red and white on a request from my little sweetheart.
It's gorgeous. Yes.
We love that one.
Oh, look at that.
Many of you have purchased the kit. It's one of our best-selling kits because it's already pre-cut for you. You open the box and you start sewing one block at a time. And if you have forgot what I have told you, visit our website, YouTube channel. I just finished taping this one, and I also showed how to make this quilt bigger by taking one of the blocks, this one, turning around and adding it all the way around the border. It bursts to the border, and then you can add a little inner border, outer border, and make this quilt king size if you want to. So this rests beautifully on the top of the bed, but if you want to add to it, you can do it with blocks, or you can do it with additional borders. Thank you so much.